What's up, people? Mike here, and this is the Order 1886 hard difficulty and collectibles guide. So there isn't a trophy for beating this game on hard, which is kind of surprising considering that pretty much every game that comes out now usually has at least some difficulty achievement or trophies attached to it, or achievements. So this is more of like a personal challenge to me to beating the game on hard, and I decided to also include all the collectibles, since I actually hadn't found all of them on my first playthrough, and I figured they would add a little extra thing to my guide. So I didn't include the prologue, since it's really just like teaching you like how to like do everything, like how to aim your gun and all this other stuff, and it's really pointless to include it, so I didn't see the point of using it. For chapter 1, pretty much all 5 of the collectibles in this chapter are in like the first 3 minutes of this video. There's a total of 77 collectibles in the game. There's 16 of the phonograph cylinders, which are the only collectible that has a tracker to it, which is the only real shitty thing I'm gonna say. There's 10 newspapers, there's 11 photographs, there's 16 documents, there's 10 objects. Those are usually the things that you pick up and you have to use the left stick to examine it. And then there's like 14 items that some of those are story related that you can't miss getting, and then some of them are just random bits that you can I guess like interact with. When it comes to like the documents and the photographs and whatnot, if it gives you the option to flip it over, I would flip it over just to be sure the item actually gets counted as being, I guess, picked up. I don't think having to flip it over really matters, but I would flip it over just to be safe that it actually does get counted. But this is the last collectible in this chapter, and then pretty much everything else is just combat for this mission. I will be cutting out a majority of the cutscenes in this game. There are going to be some moments where there may be like a cutscene in here, because it's mostly like about a 10-second thing, like transitioning between scenes, kind of like this. I didn't really see the point of cutting out that like 5 seconds of cutscene, so this little thing just kind of teaching you how to shoot your gun and then how to aim and everything else. And it's one of those things that even though you've played the game once, it still is in there to teach you. One thing I do like with this game, there's a lot of times with certain third-person shooters and even first-person shooters where sometimes a headshot isn't really a headshot, where it's like what should be a headshot takes like 2 bullets, but if you can get a headshot on an enemy, it saves you the ammo, and it will save you the trouble of dealing with a lot of these firefights. And I believe it's in the next video when they introduce the black sight ability, which is like a slowdown meter, and you can usually you can get like a bunch of very quick kills in a short amount of time. There is a trophy for getting, I think, like 5 headshots during one black sight sequence. I still haven't gotten that. I think the best section to get is the first point when you are introduced to the use of it. And then there's one for, I think, killing 25 enemies in black sight. And I want to say that it probably counts, like if you restart your checkpoint, it should count the previous one, so you can just, if you don't use it a lot over the course of the game, and I actually haven't been using that a lot in the first 8 chapters I've recorded, so I may just end up grinding out the use of that at a certain point. But and then coming up here is when they kind of introduce the compressed air shot, I guess is what you can call it, on the assault rifle, which comes in handy for certain areas later on when you're dealing with shotgunners. So get used to using that ability, because there's going to be some shotgunners later on in the game that you don't want to have to fuck around with.